Touch is a nose boop to the palm of our hand. We can use this as a way to redirect our dog away from something or to simply get them focused and ready to work with us.
Touch, touch, touch. Yes, good boy. Titus, sit.
For sit and down, we're using both a verbal cue, sit and down, as well as a hand signal. You can see that we're still working on him holding the position, especially down. He's gotten really great at holding the sit and not wiggling so much, but his down, he still has a tendency to want to pop that butt up in the air, as you can see him doing right there. And so you just want to make sure that you're still practicing right down, reward him a second, third time, especially if he rolls to that hip like he just did there. That lets you know he's more likely to kind of stay in that down position and reward it multiple times. He does still right now need you to do that hand signal all the way to the ground. But over time, as you practice more and more, you won't have to get all the way to the ground. And when you're rewarding with that second and third treat, begin to space it out like you see me doing here so we can build that longer duration that he holds those positions.
Titus, come.
For come when called, we're going to say, Titus, come. And then as soon as he turns and looks at us, that is when we're going to say yes and then begin praising him. Getting that yes in as soon as he looks is really important. That's what helps get them moving. So he looks, yes, and then praise, praise, praise all the way to you. And of course, reward once he gets to you. You can practice this in the backyard where you just, when you're hanging out with him, practice calling him, rewarding him, letting him go back to playing and exploring, and then calling him again 5-10 minutes later. This builds in some real life practice. And you can also kind of build in practice maybe when he's more distracted. Maybe he's sniffing or just even basking in the sun. Another good way to practice is using a long leash like I have here. This is a 30-foot leash. You can also find them in 15 and 20 feet. This is a great way to practice in areas like the front yard or at a green space in a park so that you can build up more for distraction as well as those emergency situations that could happen.
Yes, good boy. Nice job. Good boy.
Leave it means back away from the thing you are going to. So here we're practicing with treats, trying to kind of mimic those situations where food is dropped, something dangerous, pills, anything like that. So you drop the treats and say leave it. And as soon as he backs up and looks at you, you're going to mark yes and reward him with a treat. In real life, you're not likely to have a treat on you. So when this happens, you're still going to mark yes as soon as he backs away. And then you're going to run with him like I'm doing here to wherever you keep the treats, praising him the whole way. This is what we call a praise party. Drop it means let go of the thing that is in your mouth. So you're going to say drop it, and as soon as he lets go, yes, and then reward him with a treat or do the praise party to the treats if it's a real situation. The other thing is if you say drop it and he does not let go, then you're going to throw the treats kind of off to the side of him so that he lets go of the item to go get the treats. And it's important that it's off to the side so that he leaves the item for you to pick up. Place means go there, ideally lay down, and stay there until released. You'll see that he still has a little bit of trouble staying in that down position, just like we talked about with his regular sitting down. And so the way I deliver the treat is important to help kind of encourage him to stay down. He is supposed to stay on his place until his release word is free, and that means he is free to get up. So when working on place, you're going to cue place by pointing towards his bed. Once he is on the bed, you'll mark yes and reward by placing a treat on the bed. And then periodically, as you walk around and do things, you're going to come back and reward him on the bed again. It's really important that that treat is placed on the bed. This helps encourage him to stay put because he knows the food comes to him where he is and not to try to get up and meet us for it. This also helps encourage him staying in that down position. There are two ways to practice place. One is in what I call a formal training session, which is what you see in this video. So this is where we're practicing in a formal session. We're telling him to place, and then we're practicing building duration of time between the treats, as well as building in different distractions. That can be opening cabinets, moving around, walking past, stomping past, walking around him, dropping items, etc. And we're building on his ability to hold it through whatever happens when he's on his place. So you're going to do those things, periodically come back, reward, and then to build that duration of time between treats, you're just going to slowly start spacing out how often the treat comes, or maybe how many distractions can happen in between each treat. And you're just slowly building that over time until he doesn't need them anymore. And then when you're ready for him to get up, you're going to cue free. If at any point he gets up when you're practicing and you did not release him, you're simply going to send him back and try the thing again. If he does good, obviously reward him. If he struggles with it again, then we want to figure out a way to make that distraction a little bit smaller and then try again and build him back up to whatever it is. The other way to practice is in real life context, like you see us doing here for dinner time. So when I do it during dinner time, I actually do place in a more passive way. So with this training, what you're going to do is bring the bed in near you in the kitchen when you sit down to eat, or whatever activity it is you may be wanting him to do place for. So you want him in reach, and you're not going to say anything. You're just setting it up so that he's likely to choose the bed because he knows that that means good stuff. When he's on the bed, you're going to reward him. As long as he stays, you're going to continue to periodically reward him. If he gets off in passive training, we actually don't do anything because we didn't tell him he had to be there. So you're going to do nothing. You're just going to wait, and when he comes back to the bed, you start rewarding again. This teaches him to choose the bed on his own and that he gets rewarded based off what he chooses to do, which is a really great way to get offered behavior, especially in situations that you want to happen regularly. Because he has been working on this every night with us for dinner, he knows when that bed is placed in the kitchen. I don't say anything. He automatically goes to the bed because he knows that's what we're going to do. And so we kind of build it into our regular life without it having to be this overbearing thing that we have to micromanage, tell him to place, make sure we release him. And what's really nice is during dinner, he pretty much will stay the whole time. Occasionally he gets up, but normally it's just to go get water, and then he comes right back to his place, which of course I'm totally fine with. He needs a drink, fine. He comes right back to his place and we continue. Wait means stop and don't go any further. So when we say wait, we're drawing an imaginary line and telling them that they cannot cross it. They do not have to be in a specific position, sit down, they can walk around even, as long as they don't cross that line. So here I'm practicing at the stairs. This is a really great one so that he's not tripping you going up and down the stairs. Titus does have a tendency to try to bulldoze up and down stairs, as well as just be under your feet a lot. So he is a tripping hazard. So having him wait when you go up and down stairs and then cue him to come with you once you're up and down those stairs just for safety is a great way to build this into your everyday. So just like place, wait, you can use that free to release him, which means he can cross that line. The other thing that's different about wait than place is that it only needs released if you're going to let him cross that line. So on the stairs, I'm going to say free because I want him to follow me and come with me. But at the front door, I don't want him doing that. I want him to stay behind that line and not cross that threshold. So when I come back in, I'm just simply going to praise and reward him, but it does not need release because I'm not letting him step out the door. The only time I would release him out that door is if I actually am taking him out with me, like on a walk. We'd say wait once he steps out. Once I've stepped out the door, free to release him. This is also a great thing to practice anytime you have a package at the front door, just so that you're building in that regular practice of not bolting outdoors and waiting when doors are opened.
Yes, good boy. Nice job.
Let's go. All right, so we're going for a walk with Titus. We're going to talk about loose leash walking and how to work on it with him as you take him home. So the main thing that we're doing, come on Titus, let's go, is what we call rewarding good choices. So that is when he's walking the way we want him to, like right next to us, yes, we're going to mark yes and reward. When he's walking a little in front, that's okay, as long as the leash is loose, which is rarely the case. Normally he's a little behind, yes. We're going to be marking and rewarding him for all the good things. So instead of looking for the things we don't like and telling him we don't like it, this way, Titus, come on. We're going to look for all the good stuff and let him know that's what we like. Yes, this teaches him what loose leash walking is instead of what it is not. So we're focusing on what we want him to do, and we're doing that this way, Titus, come on, by rewarding good choices. So you can see he's a slow-paced guy. He's not going for any mile runs anytime soon. Yes, good boy. He just likes to go kind of slow pace. Yes, walk and sniff and check things out. The biggest thing that he does from a leash skill standpoint is trying to crisscross either in front or behind you. He really likes getting under feet, whether on a walk or not. So one thing we do to kind of combat that on walks, yes, is by making sure that we always reward at our side. This teaches him that all the good stuff happens next to us, but also is going to help keep him from crossing all over the place, because over here is where the good stuff happens. Yes, come on Titus, come on, yes. Good boy. You also want to make sure that you're using the hand closest to him to reward. So your other hand should be the one holding the leash. Yes, good boy. Because if you use your opposite hand and are kind of crossing in front of your body, he's going to start coming in front of you as well to cross, which is what we're trying to avoid here. Come on. So if he does kind of crisscross behind like he's doing a little bit now, yes, I'm just going to grab the leash, kind of guide him back slowly over into the area I want, and then reward him once he's walking in the area that I'd like him to be. Good boy, Titus. Yes. And you notice with him, obviously he's still, oh, Titus, that was a little too much crossing. There we go. So same thing, he crossed in front. I'm going to pull him back onto the side where I want him. Come on, buddy. And guide him back over. And then once he's walking where we want him, yes. And you see, even though he's a little behind, I'm going to mark and reward him right at my side, because ideally we want him at our side, right? Or in front. We don't really want him dragging behind. So I want him to know this is kind of where we want him. Yes. And part of it is just his pace. He's a slower paced guy. So he's going to take his time on walks. So just know that walks with him are going to be like that, slow paced. But continue to reward those good choices so that we can try to weed out the weaving under your feet for safety reasons and for your sanity. And then, of course, we want to allow him time to sniff. Yes, good boy. And do dog things as well. So if he wants to sniff within length of the leash, that's fine. We're going to let him. But then if we're ready to go and he has not moved on, we're going to use that cue, let's go, which means we are moving again. Good boy. Yes. And then we have our cue this way, which just means we're changing directions. So Titus, this way. Come on. Come on. And if you give him a little, little cheering on, come on, a little cheerleading. Good boy. You're going to get a little bit more pep in his step to get him moving, to cross the street a little faster. Come on, Titus. Good boy. Good boy, Titus. Yes. Come on, good job. All right, so this is kind of walking with Titus right now. It's just going to be a lot of rewarding those good choices. Right now we're rewarding 100% of good choices. So again, walking next to us, walking in front, but the leash is loose, offering us attention, especially when there's distractions. All of those things are great choices. Yes, like that, he just saw a squirrel and then offered me attention. So that's a good time to reward. And then as he's getting better, you'll wean down from 100% of good choices to 75 to 50 to 25 until you don't need all these treats for walks. But right now, be prepared to have lots of treats with you. Yes. Come on, Titus, over here. Good boy. Come on. Good boy. Over here, all the way. We got a car coming. Come on. Come on, good boy. Good job. There we go. That's a good boy. Good boy. Nice job, Titus. So with a car coming, if that happens to you, so we don't have sidewalks here, so I always make sure the dogs kind of get over off to the side when a car is coming. Good boy, Titus. But you could kind of see with Titus that if you put too much pulling and too much tension on the leash, his natural reaction is to kind of pull away from that, which we don't want. So good boy. So in those situations, just kind of lure him over the side. He's very food motivated. So show him you have some treats, kind of lure him off to the side. Toss him in the grass, let him find them while the car is passing, or the bike, whatever it may be, that's coming down the trail or the road. Come on, Titus, good boy. Yes, good boy. Because he does, like I said, have that kind of opposition reflex of someone is tugging on me, I'm going to tug away from that. And we don't want him practicing that. So if you're noticing that a lot too, you can practice at home like this by kind of pulling and then saying yes and encouraging him to come into the leash and reward him. That's a great kind of small exercise you can do at home, inside the house, or even in the driveway, just to practice that, because we want him to come into the leash when he feels tension, not pull away from us. Yes, good boy. And we did some of that here as well. So he's not pulling all the time away, as you can see. This way, come on. And then a lot of course, yes, good boy. Cheerleading helps him too. He likes being cheered on. So that's walking with Titus. And overall, though, he's doing really great for his age and walking really nicely. Come on, Titus, let's go. Come on. Good boy. Good boy,
Titus! Yeah! Nice job!
And that's a wrap on Titus's training.